Islam, brothers and sisters.
Islam, everyone.
Islam.
All right. Yes.
Islam.
The sixth class.
Islam.
The sixth.
Islam.
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 Welcome to our sixth
Islam.
Peace and greetings.
Grand Rising.
Politic formation class. Yes, we're gonna do our start off as we do every week with roll call.
Islam. Designer Purity. Allodium Harum, Arcadium Provincia, and with Colorado Territory.
Maria Demaya Bay, Allodium Haru, Mauritania Provinciae in the Colorado Territory, Islam.
Islam.
Ready.
Islam. Yashu'il, Ministry of New, Ohio Territory.
Islam.
Angel Bay, upstate New York Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Melanick Turner, Lawrence Bay, Macon, Georgia Republic.
Islam.
Donna Lee Bay, Louisiana Territory.
Territory.
Earl Walker Bay, Tenasseee Territory.
Islam.
Jadon Il, Empire of Morocco, Atlantis, Turtle Island, domiciled in the political jurisdiction of California.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Malik Bay.
Elio Boikio Trogan, representing the Moorish Rose, as well as the Arawakan Nation of Haiti. I am calling on behalf of the Rising Arawak Nation as well. Islam.
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 Islam, Faria L, Alisa L, Maryland Territory.
Islam.
Islam. Malik Zain Bay, Alodia Haru, Mauritania Provincia, Colorado Territory.
Islam.
Islam, DC Bay, Ohio Territory.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam, Sharon Morris Bay, Michigama Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Mariah Harper Bay, Illinois Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Maurice Oman Bay, geographical area commonly referred to as St. Louis.
Islam.
Islam, Dawood Bilal Ibn Yusuf El Bay, Swampomec Province, formerly Westchester County, New York, land of Nod, Islam.
Islam. Anyone else?
Kimberly Horsley L. in Virginia Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Amori El Bay, South Carolina Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Shakan Ra, Florida Territory.
Islam.
Stephanie Johnson Cobb, Detroit, Michigan.
Say it again, sister. I can hear you.
Stephanie Johnson Cobb. I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
All right, Islam.
Islam, Yashar Ben Zadek Il, Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Noble Iscario Ibn Ali, Zandir, Colorado Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Anthony Harper Bay, Illinois Territory.
Islam.
Marva Monroe L, Atlanta, Georgia Territory.
Islam.
Islam, Rose Venus Bay, New Jersey Territory. Islam, Brother Abdullah.
Islam. Sister Rose.
Islam Morris. It's Fatina L from Winnipeg Territory in Canaan land.
Islam. Anyone else? All right.
Kadrina Hurd Bay from the California Territory.
Islam.
Islam Moors, Muhammad Rashid L, Washington, D.C. Territory.
Islam. All right. Going to the wampum number 7, the prayer, Iroquois Confederate Constitution.
Islam, Brother Abdullah. Sorry to cut you
Islam.
off.
Islam.
Yeah, Brother Abdullah. Yeah, it's Michael Emmanuel Bay from Virginia Territory.
Islam.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. Welcome, everyone. We'll have more people coming on. Prayer, Wampum 7, Iroquois Confederate Constitution. Offer thanks to the earth where humanity dwell, to the streams of water, the pools, the springs, and the lakes, to the maize and the fruits, to the medicinal herbs and trees, to the forest trees for their usefulness, to the animals that serve as food and give their pelts for clothing, to the great winds and the lesser winds, to the thunders, to the sun, the mighty warrior, to the moon, to the messengers of the Creator who reveal his wishes, and to the great Creator who dwells in the heavens above, who gives all the things useful to men, and who is the source and the ruler of health and life. This really let this sink in, and we have read this at the beginning of every class and session, and look at the connection to nature, honoring, giving thanks to nature and our connection and recognizing nature. Let's get back to that state of mind. So we read this to put us back in the state of mind of our foremothers and forefathers. All right, what we're going to be doing tonight, Terrence, Tamara, Shim, and I thought would be proper to do a recap, a review of all 5 classes. It's a lot of information. So we want to do the night's session will be a recap of all 5 sessions. It's very important that we take our time and really make sure that these sound jurisprudence, well-settled principles are grounded in us. We've been indoctrinated 20 years, 30, some 50, some 40, some 50, some 60, some 70 years. I mean, deep-rooted indoctrination. So we thought it'd be proper to do the foundation review. All right, so what is a caucus? What is a caucus? Before we do that, I apologize. Let's start Modulese rules. Modulese rules. Online. No recording online. Zoom. Keep mic muted during meeting until your selected time to speak during Q&A. Hold all questions until Q&A section. Zoom. Select raise hand button. 5 minutes or less per question. Minimum communication in the chat to allow for participants to focus on the presentations. These are very important that we honor and respect and observe these Modulese rules so that we can have a smoothly running session. All right, that we all respect one another so we can develop and ascend to our Christ-like consciousness. What is a caucus? An Algonquin word, carcass, Sioux, counselor, elder, advisor, with a defined strategy, tactic, and motion and mission. So you facilitating the organizing people to facilitate a permanent population, a a population of voters. You know, we as in a caucus structure, as we read the definition, as an advisor or editor, an elder or counselor, and that's indeed what we're facilitating in the communities is providing education, counsel, direction back home, back home. They're already home in the land, but we have to be home in the mind to reclaim the land, to make claims on our state. Strategy. Restoration of the Moorish government for the realignment with the family of nations and government to government relations. For over 200-year period, we have not been in this structure. We've been a nation of people, a conquered nation of people, but not operating as a nation, but though we are a nation of people conquered. So the strategy is to restore our people back into government structure so that we can deal with the reversion to sovereignty as we re-enter the international community, not as a new state, but as an old and original state. The sovereignty mother is there. She's mute right now. She's mute. So we have to unmute her. This process of creating and facilitating a permanent population and a population of voters, assembling our people into government structure, into legitimate structure, is a process to get us to reconnect to the family of nations. Tactic. Direct the facilitation of the various Moorish provincial body politics into one central grand governing body. So as a confederation of states, facilitating a confederation of Moorish provincial states, governments, into a central grand governing body to represent our people in the international community. This is a process of political legitimacy. The voice of the people, the consent of the people must be facilitated. So this is a strategy, and the strategy, we have part of the strategy steps laid out on the United Republic of Morocco.com website. All right, week 2, week 1. Definition of Moorish body politic. Definition of Moorish body politic. Moors, the inhabitants and descendants, kinsmanship, heirs of the ancient people of Morocco. That is our deed, our consanguinity, our blood, our lineage. ancestry, descent, pedigree. Government, the people's right to control, direct, and administer their political, civics, and economic affairs through a constitutional structure to rule, command, and order among themselves collectively of a particular region, district, or province in the Moroccan Dominion. Over the past 27 years, I've seen self-appointments. I've seen political illegitimacy among the Moors, though we command from the Albion's political legitimacy. We command from the Albion's honor, but among ourselves, we don't command that. That doesn't, something's wrong with that picture. That we abuse one another and operate in political illegitimacy, no permanent population, no population of voters. I'm the Sultan this, I'm the Empress this, I'm King this, I'm Grand Sheik this, I'm Consul General of this, I'm Consul this. There's no constitution. There's no population of voters, no constitution, but you're saying you're Empress, you're King, you're this, your Wazir, your Consul General. That's political illegitimacy. But yet, we expect that from the Albion's. There's something wrong with that picture. This is very important. We will continue to address this so we can see the vital and utmost importance of political legitimacy. In order to get honor, to receive honor from the world, rest of the world, we must show a pattern of honor among ourselves, which we have not done. I have not seen it. I have not seen the pattern of honor among ourselves. I've seen self-appointments. I've seen no accountability. I've seen no constitution. I've seen no permanent population. I've seen no elections. I have not seen that. Once again, government, the people's right to control, direct, and administer their political, civics, and economic affairs through a constitutional structure to rule, command, and order among themselves collectively of a particular region, district, or province in the Moroccan Dominion. Province, a region in Morocco where the Moors claim a particular boundary as a provincial government. We often hear formerly known as Delaware, formerly once known as New Jersey, also known as the land has never been known as Delaware. The land has never been known as New Jersey, South Carolina, Cherry Hill, Philadelphia, Camden, Atlanta, DC, Chicago, has never been known as, not once known as. We got to get these concepts. Those are political organizational jurisdictions that operate on Moorish soil. It's not land, never was. These are European political boundaries done through surveying Moorish land. These, as we learned in the first 2 weeks of the Sojourner's 201 course, these European political boundaries on Moorish land came about through land succession treaties among Spain and Portugal and France and Great Britain and / England and the Netherlands. But the land is not once known as. Once you say once known as, what does that mean? You're stripping the sovereignty. You're claiming that the political organization, a foreign to your land, is it was once known as, the land was once known as that. So the concepts that it's a political organization and not the land is not there with us. We often will put on New Jersey Republic territory. New Jersey is not a territory. South Carolina Republic territory. South Carolina is not a territory. Florida Republic territory. Florida's not a territory. The word terra means land. So you're saying Florida is the land, and not a European political organization operating in a portion of the Moroccan Empire. That's not in your mind. So that this has to be in your mind. So what you say is, when you say territory, the concepts are wrong. And so we once again, we have to look at these misconcepts, analyze them. Shem? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, are we on week 2? We on week 2, refugee status. That's convention related to the status of refugees of 28 July 1951, Article 1. All right, page 14. That's the definition of the term refugee. All right, Shem Malachi Bey.
Islam. Peace. Thank you, Professor Abdullah. Amar, you're going to read for me? I read fast, you know me. I read over top of stuff. So I want to hit Tamara correct, so she's right. Read all the top of stuff and jump in lines. Yes, go ahead, Amar.
Convention relating to status of refugees of the 28th of July, 1951, Article 1, page 14. Definition of the term refugee. A, for the purposes of the present convention, the term refugee shall apply to any person who, 1, has been considered a refugee under the arrangements of the 12th of May, 1926, and the 30th of June, 1928, or under the conventions of the 28th of October, 1933, and the 10th of February, 1938, the Protocol of the 14th of September, 1939, or the Constitution of the International Refugee Organization. Decisions of non-eligibility taken by the International Refugee Organization during the period of its activities shall not prevent the status of refugee being accorded to persons who fulfill the conditions of paragraph 2 of this section. 2, as a result of events occurring before the 1st of January 1951, and owing to well-founded fear of being persecuted for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group, or political opinion.
Stop right there. You heard it's been said in this modern time that we have to compromise. In other words, we have to do this right now because it's all we got. And I'm going to say what I'm talking about. There's Moors out there saying that become a United States national. I'm gonna set the record straight on this tonight. You know what you're doing? You're just nationalizing yourself, and you're becoming a United States citizen. You're instructing Moors to go to United States to give them papers. And by the way, that U.S. national citizen paperwork is coming out of the Immigration Nationalization Act. You say go there right now. It don't make a difference. You still a Moor. You're lying. You still a Moor, sure. Physically, absolutely. Status-wise, no, you're not. Why are you going to become a national United States? Why? Right here. Fear for prosecution. You don't want to be tired of getting stopped at the airport. They're going to lock you up. You're tired of being in the car. They're going to lock you up. You're tired of walking down the street, stopping your Moors ID card. They're going to lock you up. They're pressing you. You go in, if you say the name before somebody, they're going to lock you up. If you say you're a Muslim, you're a terrorist. That's well-rounded fear and scared of being prosecuted. So what do you do now? You give up your status now. Oh, being a United States national is not, that's not an alien. That don't fall under alienation. Let's stop playing here today. Doesn't fall under alienation. Now, let me say something. When you go down there and give them an affidavit or declaration and attach it to any form of the United States, because that form you fill out has ties to a passport. That's coming to Homeland Security. Therefore, that's dealing with immigration and naturalization. If you go ahead and become a United States national, you disobey yourself for the protection of your country. How you protect on your country, that flag is treaty. That's your indemnity policy insurance. Let's stop playing around with the people. You just made them a refugee. They don't have a country. They don't have a motherland anymore. They're not attached to any country. They're attached to a provincial colony that's been ceded jurisdiction to operate a political corporation. We ain't got no status now. Here it is. It's on the table now. Playing with a clean, righteous deck here. Let's stop lying to the people. Tell them, well, that's all we can do right now. That means you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do to help your people. So you can stop putting on a show, a dog and pony show. You can stop the act. You can take the strings off as being a puppet on a string, playing with the people, entertaining them. That's what you're doing. You're playing with them. And you let them steal a birthright when you do that. Because a national, U.S. national, does not fall under alienation. As a non-resident, non-United States national, that is an alien, not bound by the laws of that political occupying jurisdictional government. Go ahead, Amar. Read again, start from 2.
2. As a result of events occurring before the 1st of January 1951, and owing to well-founded fear of being persecuted for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group, or political opinion, is outside the country of his nationality and is unable, or owing to such fear, is unwilling to avail himself of the protection of that country.
Stop right there again. Oh, man, they ain't trying to hear that. Man, they ain't playing, man. They dragging people out the car. Man, you see what they doing? They don't want to hear that in the courtroom. You ain't got no business in there. You're so indoctrinated, you intimidated, and scared. Hey, it's not wrong. I was like that too. No, serious. Listen, let me explain something. Shematic Abe was under that same, that was happening to me too. I'm no different than none of you out there. They had me the same way. Like Professor Abdullah said, I was under the same mindset, scared, not looking for, because I did not know. I did not know till I heard Professor Abdullah talked about nationality and etymology. I was there too. I was operating a system trying to protect myself. That means I wasn't protected by my country. I didn't even know what my country was. Oh, come on now. I was like that too. It's no shame of being like that. You know what the shame is? When you like that, you don't want to change. You don't want to have another frame of mind. You don't even want to get unindoctrinated. Well, they ain't playing, man. You see how they doing people, man. Dragging them out their car. They ain't playing, man. They might shoot you up with something. I ain't playing with them people like that, man. Ain't nobody gonna come and get you. And everything they saying is right. I went through it. Nobody gonna come and get you. I told Abdullah, I wanted to cry when I told Abdullah that they locked me up one time for 26 months of my life. Lost my manager job, everything. I don't need nobody to tell me nothing what they won't do to you. Locked me up and then I had to defend myself. And because I did that, I spent 26 months in a penitentiary jail, county jail. Do you know what I was going through? I've been there, I know. Ain't nobody gonna come and get, that's why political structure, I'm gonna do this right. I've been there. Ain't nobody coming to get you. It wasn't no structure to save me. Lost my job. My life was turned upside down. Lost my relationship with my woman. They stripped me, man. They raped me. I was hurt, man. Damn near lost my mind. I'm keeping it real, man. I've been through 26 months. Look my name up. And they're talking these old dead-ass reality things, stories and talk shows. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't been down that road. Sitting in jail because I'm speaking for myself, talking like this. I got to spend 26 months in jail. Where were they at? You were sitting talking about, oh, they ain't talking about the more scientific, they ain't talking about Nobel Ali. Listen to me again. That did not help me. They did not come and get me. Then the next time around, they got me down North Carolina. See, I'm speaking this because I've been here before. I was in the status of a refugee. You don't want to be here. Then they locked me up again for having a paperwork from a government with their tags. Ain't got license. And I'm in jail facing all these felonies. Man, let me tell you something. I'm keeping it real. When they get you behind an 8-ball like this, you have got some special on you. For real. I ain't talking about some traffic stop or a little argument. I'm talking about they claiming that you got felony ones. You run a criminal organization. You are counterfeiting documents. You are making a corruption of a government enterprise. These are felony ones. I didn't even know charges like that exist, man. You know what the man told me? He said, Shim, I ain't trying to be smart. I ain't playing hating on you. He said, but you better beat these, man. You might die in jail. I said, well, no, I'm not. He said, no, I'm not. I said, listen, brother, I'm going down with a fight. I'm sorry. I ain't going down to fight talking about the United States now. I went down to fight on Moorish consanguinity. I didn't call it that then. I was calling myself a Moor then. And I'm going to stand on that. I said, if this ship gets sunk, I'm going to sink this ship. If this ship go down, my body, if it goes into tension and it snatch everything I got, I will sink it before an attorney do it. I'm not going to let him sink this ship. I said, if I go down like that, I sink my own ship. I go out like that. I said, at least I got a chance to come back. I had deals offered to me, 20 to 40, 30 to 60, or they came down. Oh, do you know how I felt, man? Oh, God. Do you know how I felt sick? I couldn't even describe it, man. I don't have what's going on? Who will help me? I had to go back to formally what I learned from this man right here, dealing with etymology and Morse in the treaty. And somewhat Taz was talking about more, but it wasn't, Taz didn't give me the structure. Abdullah Bey I remember what Abdullah say about standing on your status. Etymology, they're not telling the truth. They made me see a psychiatrist twice behind that man's teachings. I've been there, Moors. Ain't nothing I'm just conjuring up out of my head. Don't need a man or woman stand in front of me telling me a sad love song or a story. I don't need nobody swinging the chain, cross my eyes and say, you hear me? I don't need that. That's what it is, hypnotism. You're being hypnotized. Mind control. Been there before. On this, what it's saying here. But I learned. When they had me in there for 20-something months, I was dependent on their system. But the next time around, I went on solid proof to the fact they told me I was insane. Go and see a psychiatrist. You see, this is what you need political structure for. First of all, I shouldn't even been there. I shouldn't never been in that courtroom talking in front of that judge for him to even do that. Go ahead, Amar. I'm trying to open your ears and your eye, your minds to what's going on.
Is unwilling to avail himself of the protection of that country, or who, not having a nationality and being outside the country of his former habitual residence as a result of such events, is unable or, owing to such fear, is unwilling to return to it.
Oh, stop right there. Oh, man, you know what that means? You know you's a Moor. You know this Morocco. You know they ain't got jurisdiction. You know you're Moor, you know your status. I don't want the treaty. I'm going to deal with the Constitution. You're a refugee. That's what you are. You admit you're a voluntary refugee. It's no other way I can say it, Morris. This speaks for itself. Oh, man, ain't nobody, man, they ain't going to listen to that. The treaty don't say that. See, the treaty don't say that. You saying that. You know what they just did to you? They have took control of the very vessel, body, the Bella. You are no longer controlling your own body. They have took the divinity in you and silenced it. You are a dark shell now. Someone else is occupying your essence, in control of your Bella, your body, telling you what to do now. And your divinity is a yes man. Your divinity is not willing to come back to the original estate when it entered to the mother womb and pushed you out and gave you authority over your body. You relinquishing that authority, turning your back on that celestial cosmic order. That's why you got a curse on you. You wonder why you can't get out of this mess. That's why. You see what you just did? You allow someone else to legislative your destiny and not on the cosmos. You're in trouble there. It's more than just nature. You're in trouble. And now you have to listen to somebody else's voice. They invoke, they divinity invoking. They're your God now. This is here for your learning. Nobody never opened it up and went to it but me, Professor Abdullah, and I'm glad Tamara brought it back because we was talking about this in the caucus, wasn't we, Tamara? About what you really is. Listen, man, I accepted my fate, what I was. I was in the same predicament. Like I said, there is somebody that bring you up out of the childish things. When I was walking not knowing this, I was a child. When I ran into Professor Abdullah, I became a man. Immaturity means, what's a man? This is my body. I don't have to do this. This is what I have to do. This is me. This is who I am. I was in divine law. I was praying and meditating. But there's something that go with divinity and nature. They tied together. If you ain't going this way, you're in trouble. Next.
Definition of the term refugee continued. In the case of a person who has more than one nationality the term, quote, the country of his nationality, unquote, shall mean each of the countries of which he is a national, and a person shall not be deemed to be lacking the protection of the country of his nationality if, without any valid reason based on well-founded fear, he has not availed himself of the protection of one of the countries of which he is a national.
Stop right there. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm a Moroccan, a Moorish Moroccan, and I'm also have an English name. I'm a Moor, but I also operate under alienation, what you just did. You're saying I have this name. I have formally used this name in doing contracts with you, but I'm not going to get away from the protection of my country through the treaty. See, that's what we haven't been doing. Where did it start at? Like Tammy said, you in a vehicle driving. They asking you questions instead of saying, excuse me, I don't want to talk to you, but you can talk to the Mahdi. According to the 1856 treaty, according to Act Algiers, United States agreed, signed on to that it would coming down to Morocco and the Moor, that you results to the Moorish treaties who have jurisdictions to France, Spain, and Great Britain. Great Britain is the one that agreed that if there's a problem between one of her treaty nations, a nation or state by treaty, which the United States is, that the Mahdi have the original jurisdiction. The Mukti have the original jurisdiction. If you contact the Mukti, if you don't know, then you can call the British Consul office at the British Embassy, and they will inform you on what I just said. And once that happened, I don't want to talk to you until you talk to a Mukti. If you can't speak to Mukti, then you contact the consul. Because the consul will direct you to the Mukti. Now, the reason why that have to be done that way to shut them down, once they act after that, they liable. Now, what are you talking about, Shim? Abdullah is the Mukti. Abdullah have original jurisdiction because the Mukti operate under tribes of the land. They was of the land. The crown knew this, and that's why they knew that he was a defendant. Contact Abdullah. Once Abdullah get the paperwork and stamp it and order that some of them come and have an officer serve them. They got 30 days to respond with my body, to him, or ask him to come and pick me up. If that doesn't happen, he issued an order with his Mukti seal on it. It gets directed to the consul office, who takes it and stamps it based on international law. Now it goes under the United States Federal Rules of Evidence, which is put out by the Judiciary Committee of the Supreme Court and confirmed by the Senate of the United States. So you see, it's both a court legislative act and also a congressional legislative act. Now, under the Federal Rules of Evidence, once that gets attached to a petition to remove, with a letter rogatory to the Mukti court to handle the matter, finalize it, that's the end of it. Because the Federal Rules of Evidence say anytime a consul seal come before the court, it's already red judicata. It's estoppel. You can't move against it. So the federal courts had to act on that order based on international laws. So that is your protection. Though I'm operating as an alien under alienation, yeah, I've been contracting with you, but I haven't turned away my protection. I haven't waived this protection. When something happened, I run to this protection like a United States citizen or national or resident will run to the United States Constitution, say their constitutional rights are violated, and then they say their constitutional rights are violated. What do they do? They take all their paperwork to the judiciary, everybody, a judge. I'm not making this up. This is the truth. Raw, it's raw. Come on, let's go. Let's continue on. Next, Tamara. Our status of refugee, the next is, no, you didn't read this.
Status, right of protection in Morocco. Treaty between Her Majesty and Sultan of Morocco, December 9th, 1956. A, Article 15. Any subject of Morocco who has been naturalized in a foreign country and who shall return to Morocco shall after having remained for a length of time equal to that which shall have been regularly necessary for him to obtain such naturalization, choose between entire submission to the laws of the empire and the obligation to quit Morocco, unless it shall be proved that his naturalization in a foreign country was obtained with the consent of the government of Morocco.
Stop right there. Now we're going to talk about government-to-government relationship. Normally when a country that does not have a treaty with the United States wants to come here, or a country, United States, claiming that they never entered treaty with in friendship and dealing with immigration, or what they call it, immigration, also when you transport a prisoner, what they call it, extradition. Extradition. What happens is, when the country, you say you're gonna move, like I said, I'm gonna move to Japan. What Japan do is send paper, I fill out paperwork, and the paperwork goes to the United States. The United States signs off on it and acknowledging a release form, like I'm leaving. And I become now taking allegiance. I go to a ceremony, then I go to some classes, and I take the allegiance to Japan. Now, I'm no longer under protection of the United States as a United States citizen. I'm a citizen of Japan. So I can't call on the United States to help me out. See, when you go with another country and you go and sign documents coming through the immigration and naturalization under acts that were signed by Congress, passed by the legislative branch, you left your country without, you witness sign them without going to your country to say, hey, I'm going to come over here in the jurisdiction of the United States and become a citizen there. Now, why can't you go to your government? You're a refugee. You don't know your motherland at, and you don't have a government. So you know what, you know by going there, why you're going there. You're not fulfilling this right here because you're not coming from a foreign country. You're not fulfilling a claim of being from a foreign country, even though during Moorish consanguinity, you do have a claim to the motherland, but you haven't claimed that possession. You haven't made a claim. So really, your government can't do that, government-to-government relationship. So you just a refugee trying to be part of what? That private society, that provincial modern colony, United States, group of colonies with permission from the royal family and its estate holders to grant and patent and patents of the land. So you ain't coming from a country, so that don't apply to you anyway. You already admitted you're a refugee for fear of claiming to be a Moor, claiming to be part of a Moor's either Judaism, Christianity, or Mohammedanism society. You're scared. They ain't gonna hear that. You gotta register with the state. You gotta go to the United States and do this. You gotta earn rights under the First Amendment. See what you just did? You just stripped the ecclesiastic power that it had, and you kind of say they could be the only one that protected through that amendment. Without that amendment, they could just take it away. Go, Amar.
Foreign naturalization heretofore acquired by subjects of Morocco according to the rules established by the laws of each country shall be continued to them as regards all its effects without any restriction.
Now, let me get to this. I'm glad. Erie Corps Constitution, Moorish Constitution, does not allow this. It does not allow this. The Erie Corps Constitution does not allow this practice. The Moorish covenants, the Torah, the Injil, Mohammedanism, Quran, does not allow this. This is called public law, open to what? All the world, or nations that's operating outside ecclesiastical societies. Okay, let's go on. Okay. I know we still got, I know he passed this, he got to still read it. Where we at? Oh, stay there. Okay, stay here. Go open it up a little more. Now, the ecclesiastical power does not operate with this right here. Excuse me, this is an article of the act, the rights to protect Morocco, excuse me. This kind of concept and principle, although is in this act, but ecclesiastical is not effect, because they don't allow this type you to do something. There have to be a ceremony stuff done from your nation, even for you to leave. To leave your nation without their consent or where going on according to their customs of culture, then you consider as what? When you go to the other nation, they consider you as a deserter, meaning you are what? A vagabond, another word for a refugee. Vagabond, refugee. Vagabond, refugee. So now when you go to holler, hey, oh, Morocco, they're going to say, Morocco going to say, wait a minute, you didn't do according to customs, to culture. When you left, we take you as being a refugee and vagabond. So now you what you got? You got no protection. We better get this we get this right. Because I'm not moved by people getting in front of me and talking like they movie stars or they somebody high-minded or something like that, but this is not being taught. That can't see, if I've been through something, that's why they can't tell me the movie star stories or these stressed out analogies about why we should do it and what ain't being done, and this is what we can do right now to be recognized. I don't want to hear that. That's not going to help us. We'll never get out of the condition we're in if we keep going by that philosophy, not philosophy, but school of thought, opinions, decisions, and then we turn final in the people's mind as a judgment. They settle down in it and say, I just sit here. Well, I'm just going to say, listen, the Constitution, they violate my Fourth Amendment right. Or I got a right to remain silent. Now, listen to what you're saying. You're telling a man I got a right to remain silent because based on a parliament passing a legislative act and saying, yeah, you know, we say they got a right to be silent. What about my divinity rights? My right to talk, to say nay and say yay. What's happened to that right? That's my right. This is my body. I don't have to give my breath to talk to you. Who you are? Now, where that right come from? It transitioned anciently from my ancient foremothers and forefathers through the seer. I don't need no man telling me I ain't got to talk to him or I got to talk to a group or talk to another man. Why do I got to rely on something now without looking back and say, but wait a minute, where did this come from? Why do I need a parliament to tell me a party of people, group, to tell me that I got a right to be quiet? If that wasn't it, you got to talk, man. You know, you ain't got no right to be quiet. That's what they're saying. Captured. Disnationalized. Status of a moral shot. I just told you, I said you're a vagabond and you're a refugee. Let's continue on. Where we at? Yeah, he finished reading that, yeah. Okay, Abdul, let's go. Okay. Let me go to the bathroom real fast. You guys good.
All right, Islam, everyone. Oh man, that was good. That was good. We're gonna go right to question. What about question answer? All right. So we're gonna do question answer for an hour. We got question answer for an hour, so we definitely want to maintain the structure. Question answer is very important, very very important. So that because allows for clarification. All right, James Weeks Bay. All right.
Islam, brother Abdullah. My question is, Islam, with respect to the couple of pages we were just reviewing the slides
I can't
in the
hear you.
reference.
You're breaking up. I didn't hear it.
Any better?
Yes.
All right. With respect to the last several slides that Shem used as a background for what?
The last what?
The last couple of slides.
Last couple slides. All right. You were talking fast.
Yes.
Doing
All right. Let me slow down. Let me slow down. Thank you, brother. The Article 15. My inquiry is, what is the source document?
The right to protect. A right to protect Morocco.
All right. And
That right to protect
All right.
Morocco, 1880. That
all right, because I started December 9th, 1956. And the right to protect.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, I'm sorry.
I think you get my question. Because I want to know what the source document is. That's my question.
1856. I'm reading 19. I see 1956, but I see right of protection in Morocco, treaty between 1956. Is that 1850? Supposed to be 1856?
I think it's supposed to be 1856.
Yes, that's 1856.
All right. So there.
Yes.
Are we talking the general treaty between?
Yes.
All right. Could you give that full title just so everyone has it?
The general treaty between Morocco and Great Britain, 1856. Yeah, 1856. Yeah. So because I read the top, and then, yes, 1856.
No, that there
How
is that's not the 1856 treaty. I think that Tamara right. That's 1956 dealing with something to deal with the United States, and they asked about citizenship, dealing with Morocco citizens. That was in 1956. That's when questions from I believe it was France and United States asked the questions about Morocco. I know it was talking about subjects of Morocco, and that came up in the United States Parliament on subjects of Morocco who have the nationalization. So I think that's was it 1956, but I think it was dealing with a memo or declaration between the United States and France on questions. So I believe that's what it is. That particular paragraph there. I believe it's the 59th Congress, which is 19 what? The 59th Congress. That statement is in the 59th Congress. So look that up. If you're not, I'll get it and have Abdullah send it to you. 59th Congress.
To the group, not
email it to the group.
Not individual. We don't do.
We email it to the group, and I believe that's the quote is in the 59th Congress of the United States. Okay.
Yeah, he's right.
All right.
Yeah, that's not
I will
that's not
wait.
the general treaty. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, I just read the
That's just
article.
All right. I'll await that correspondence.
Because the Act to Protect Morocco is in the 18th century. So Abdullah is right about that. That's the 18th century.
Okay, Akeem Il, I'm sorry. I'm going to lower your hand and you can present your question.
Peace and love, brother Abdul and brother Shem. How y'all brothers doing? I just had a question. Can you hear me okay? First of all? Okay. I apologize in advance if my question may seem redundant if you guys went over this.
Please
but
don't apologize for your question, brother. Go ahead.
All right. So I was building with a brother earlier today, and the question came up: what definitively proves our Moorish consanguinity?
Carbon and melon.
Okay, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is what ancestral records exist that show our lineages to the Moroccan Empire?
Let me say something.
Yeah.
What you asking me is what can I hold? What can I grab and hold as evidence?
Correct.
Somebody else to acknowledge, recognize me. Hold up, because when you ask that in that form, I have to look this direction.
Okay.
Let's deal with the first part of your question.
Yeah.
What makes you a Moor? Carbon and melon.
All right.
Carbon and melon.
Okay.
Hear me out. What makes you a part of the motherland of Morocco, because you can look back to an inherent right to look back at your records, your evidence of your people, and determine what part of the earth did they claim or was conveyed by the cosmos, this portion of boundary and territory of the earth. And this is what they occupied as their property line, their foundation to do their culture, to practice their culture. So you don't want to never say, what proof did I have? Your constitution, your social trust, or your ecclesiastical connection and fellowship and membership to that body civics, which allow you now through the covenants and the ancient records to say these are the people that your ancient ancestors, foremothers and forefathers. That means that it has to be through the inherent right of yourself and your people assembling together to protect that right, so nobody can come in and tell you where you're from. Yes, you want to finish it up, Abdullah? Go ahead.
All right.
Professor.
Hashem, I guess they're educating the people, the community.
Right.
All right. So people in the community, as they go out to educate the community, are going to ask these questions.
Yes.
Now, if you're talking about the foreign power, then what you're saying is right on.
Absolutely.
Right
What
on.
we're talking about.
But the foreign power, right on.
That's right.
But as we educating the community, let's look to Moors and Masonry. All right. Let's look to Blackamoor, because he's going to be educating the community. Go to the dictionary, an unabridged dictionary, and look up Black or Moor.
Okay.
Black or Moor. So you're going to show your kinfolks, because I'm sure your kinfolks are asking these questions.
Yes.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Thank you.
Your co-workers are asking these questions. People in the community ask these questions. I'm with you. Show them Black or Moor in unabridged dictionary.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's in a bracket, and it was called the etymological bracket. Black is lowercase, Black plus Moor. You'll have a Black, and then have A plus Moor, or some of just have Black plus Moor, Black lowercase, Moor capitalized. Point that out to your kinfolks. All right. Yes. I know where you're going from. I've been here, bro. I taught national to over 5,000 students in Kansas City Public School. Over 5,000. Over 1,000 co-workers. Black or Moor. There we go. You're gonna give them the, what's that? No, I'm saying I'm about to do like this. It's like this. It's spelled this way: Black or Moor, and then it's in brackets. The brackets: Black plus Moor. Black's an adjective.
Describing the Moor. Describing the noun.
Well, Black's an adjective. Moor is a proper noun. So you're gonna give them a grammar lesson. All right. This is in dictionaries. You go to unabridged dictionary. All right. Black or Moor is in. So you want to give them a fundamental, you want to direct them to something. You got to direct them to something solid. All right, just start there.
Okay.
Then you have J. Rogers' book, Nature Knows the Color Line. Chapter 6, the Negro as Moor and European aristocratic families. You can Google that. The dark olive. Moor. In my book, Moors and Masonry, I showed the extensive diplomatic relations between the Moroccan Empire and the European powers between the 1800s. But you want to just give them, start with this basic lesson.
Okay.
Let's start with this kiss it, something simple. But I knew where you're going. But if you're talking about a foreign power, a United States official, then what Shem is saying stands. What Shem said stands.
Could Shem possibly restate what he was saying for the European power to assert?
Let's think the tenor of what he's saying. The tenor of what he's talking about is the British subjects, a subsidiary of Great Britain, United States.
Yes.
One of their officials is asking you to prove who you are. All right? You say you're Moor. They don't have that right to say you're not a Moor. Be clear on that.
That's right.
Once you have in your mind that they have a right to tell you who you are,
That's right.
and you give into that.
That's right. That's right.
Once again, refugee again, what's that? Fear of prosecution, getting your butt whipped and smacked in the head and knocked down and whatever and kicked and right. And this is why structure is needed. This is why structure is needed. All right. Next question. We got move on. Next question.
I have a question. When we refer to
Marva, is it Marva?
yes, Marva.
Yes.
Yes. When we refer to our geographical location, is it correct to say the political jurisdiction of Atlanta, Georgia, on Moorish land? The political
jurisdiction of
jurisdiction, the Atlanta, Georgia political jurisdiction on Moorish land.
All right.
Would that be correct?
No, you said you referring to land.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be proper to refer to the land as Atlanta, Georgia?
I know you said that was incorrect.
That's incorrect. They said the
No,
land.
she said Atlanta, Georgia, political jurisdiction on, hear the word on Moroccan land. So that is incorrect as well.
Yeah, because she's saying referring to land.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
If you refer to land. Yeah, you would never, and no syntax, and no syntax that you could come up with. Whatever syntax you use means arrangement. Whatever arrangement of words you use. If you have Atlanta, Georgia, you say, I'm going to refer to the land, and you use whatever syntax or arrangement of words, and you say Atlanta, Georgia comes out your mouth, it's incorrect.
Okay. So how would that, I'm just asking, how would that properly be stated?
All right. Longitude, latitude, first of all.
Okay.
Get the longitude and latitude.
Okay.
For starters. So we're gonna use the astronomy.
Okay.
The referring to the land as a part of the Moroccan Empire, portion of the Moroccan Empire.
Okay.
Or find of the more ancient name, but definitely not Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, because I was looking for an ancient name and I couldn't.
If you say Moroccan Empire, a part of the Moroccan Empire, your sister, you're fine.
Okay.
Why? Because you're claiming you're tying the land. You're tying it to the land.
Okay.
You're tying to the original jurisdiction,
Okay.
the original boundary. All right. So, are you in the course 201? The first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks of the Juris 201 course, we dealt with European boundaries and land cession treaties. You will see in the Treaty of Paris of 1763, the Treaty of Paris of 1783. You also see in other land cession treaties, Spain and with Portugal and France. I mean, they over a period of 500 years, Spain, Portugal, France, Great Britain, Netherlands have created political boundaries through land cession treaties among each other. And so those so you went what the maps you've seen in schools, you see on the textbooks, all right? Those political boundaries were created through land cession treaties. So when you're referring to the land as those political boundaries, you're stripping yourself of more sovereignty. All right?
So the longitude, the latitude, and part of the Moorish Empire.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I think the Aniawea was on that territory that's today referred to as Atlanta. And the Aniawea would be referred to today as the Cherokee.
All right. See, Ahmad, see what you just did? You were saying, once again, you referred to the land. You said today referred to as Atlanta, Georgia.
The political jurisdiction is
right.
Atlanta, Georgia.
The political jurisdiction that operates on Moorish soil.
Yes.
Because you were saying that the land today referred to as Atlanta, Georgia. No, the land.
Yeah, I forgot the jurisdiction term.
Yes, no, because I need to be very clear. Because it's out of habit.
Yeah,
it's out of habit, brother. I mean, it's out of habit. Plus, I've heard it for 27 years. I've heard this for 27 years, so it's out of habit. We'll say, once again, Atlanta, the Georgia territory. Georgia's not a land. You're saying land again. It's land. Terra is land. It's Latin. Land. So it's no Georgia territory, North Carolina territory, South Carolina territory. Another thing, these location. Right? So they say, well, instead of using address, use location. Right? It'll say, all right, 602 Vanderveer Avenue, Delaware. All right, Republic. Hear me out. This is Moore's been taught this. Moors have taught Moors this. Hear me out. Moors have taught Moors this misconcept. Moors, Delaware Republic territory. Moors have taught, I'll be honest and teach Moors this. Moors have taught Moors this. Go back to, yes, this is very important, man. Very important. Location, etymologically, means place. This means place. 602 Vanderveer Avenue, Delaware Republic territory is not a place. And territory means land. Land. So you have location, place means place, terra means land. Vanderveer Avenue is not a place or land. Delaware is not place or land. That's a misconcept.
Yep, it's misnomer.
That's for tax assessment. This is tax assessment. When you're talking surveying, you're talking longitude, latitude, surveying. But for tax assessment, that's what's called a sisters trust. A sisters trust, all right? You're talking jurisdiction.
Yep.
All right? You're stripping yourself of the sovereignty. A sisters trust. So this 602 Vanderveer Avenue, Delaware, right, is placed on a tax roll for tax assessment. You have an erection. The erection, architecture designs. The architectural designs is deposited
That's right.
in the foreign jurisdiction, you know, Delaware,
Yes.
deposited.
Yes.
It has a number. All right. Then it's assessed for taxes. Once surveyed, one, longitude, latitude, then it's an assessment done for taxes. Then the county records is a sisters trust. So when you deposit instruments in the county records, you're depositing in a sisters trust. They have jurisdiction. Did I answer your question? I just wanted to provide clarity because Moors have learned this from Moors.
Yes,
This
yes,
concept, this location and territory, Delaware territory stuff.
yes, so it's longitude, latitude, we know because that's actually dealing with the land. But I know we just become accustomed to with their political jurisdictions.
Yes. So we have to understand jurisdiction is a word of art. Jurisdiction refers to foreign, not distance. Foreign. So the job you work on, that's a foreign jurisdiction to you. It's foreign to you. The alienation, your status at your job is that of alienation, not to the land, it's jurisdiction. Foreign equals jurisdiction, not distance. All right? It can furthermore, Morocco has original jurisdiction. When you're talking about within the United States constitutional structure, within the United States constitutional structure, the Supreme Court has original jurisdiction for United States citizens, but not for Moors. United States Supreme Court does not have original jurisdiction. Moors have been taught this false concept. Moors have been taught the false concept when it comes to Moors that the United States Supreme Court has original jurisdiction. Yes, for United States citizens, but not for Moors. We got to clear these misconceptions up.
Next question.
iPhone.
Islam, Morris.
Islam.
Yes.
I just want to add on to the question to the brother that was trying to validate Moors. And I have a book that I wanted to offer to him to read, and it's called Africans and Native Americans by Jack D. Forbes. It offers a bunch of validation it offers validation of people that was there at the time that wrote things in books that was esquires, and it has references that he could point to about Turtle Island, about what we call America. So that book has a bunch of references. I wouldn't say take my word for it. Go into the book, read it for yourself. if you're having trouble finding out that you are Moor or not.
Can you
And
repeat that? Repeat the title, please, slowly. Slowly repeat the title, slowly.
it's called Africans and Native Americans by Jack D. Forbes.
That's Forbes. Is that correct? Forbes.
That's correct.
All right.
That's correct.
All right.
That's correct. And you know, I also want to add, how can we find information about who's joining up with the Res Publica? Is this only for Moroccan, the people of Morocco, or I mean, how are we getting there to establishing a government to govern the people, which we know we all need?
I guess I'll answer that.
Yes.
Various Moors have submitted their, if you go to the website, UnitedRespublicMorocco.com, and click on Moorish Body Politic, within that page, there's several different drop downs. One of them is register your Moorish Body Politic, of which several Moors have registered their Moorish Body Politic or either their study group. And that's why you have the number that's on here present tonight. And I'm pretty sure there's more that will be registering their information in body politic. Now, there's also various Moorish body politics that as of last night, Terrence and I had a 3-hour session updating the website. And as you can see within that same column under Moorish body politic, you will see a section that states Moorish body politic intake form. And on that, you will fill in the information of your Moorish body politic, and you can upload the Constitution, Constitution flag, as well as seal within that. And all the information will continue to be compiled together. And then at that time, at that time when the various, as we're coming together and growing and have the various classes of understanding, we get to that point of it's time for us to have a treaty one to another of the various Moorish body politics. Then we'll start preparing for stage 2 of that. But this is the process of the strategy that is put in place for proper education, making sure that we're all clear, we're all marching lockstep and barrel on one accord in the same direction. So thank you, Terrence, for your help last night in getting that taken care of. So that is up on the website. It's under UnitedRespublicMorocco.com. Click on Moorish Body Politic, submit your body politic Constitution flag and seal so we can compile that. Now, we have been having several meetings with several body politics and going over their Constitution and things of that nature. We was on like 3-4 hour meeting earlier today. And so they just want to have clarity and understanding and making sure that they are in the right alignment, because, we can't all join together illegitimately. We cannot raise up as a nation illegitimate and then think we will be, honored, think there will be honor, think we will be respected. So within that, there's various Moorish body politics that has called and set up appointments so we can all check each other temperature and make sure everyone that, everything is on one accord. We're all moving in the same fashion. Just let's go over this. Let's talk about this Constitution. Let's talk about the framework of our government. What should we do? What should things be implemented next within the process as we continue to put things into order and perspective? So we have been having those conversations even outside, those meetings even outside of Wednesday class with the various body politics. So if there's a body politic would like to be able to sit down and have a meeting, please send an email to United Republic Morocco at protonmail.com. Yep, that's it. I will put it in chat. So that way everyone can have it, and you can just say meeting, and you can put meeting with your provincial government. And we're also going to work on what we call a calendar. so meetings can be scheduled within the calendar. So that way, the various Moorish body politics would know what's already slotted for, what's already taken and what's available. So we're going to be working on putting that calendar out there. That's one of the things that Terrence and I are going to be doing next. So that is what's taking place as of now. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Tam.
All right, you're welcome. Michael Bay, I'm sorry. Getting a little tired. Michael Bay, I'm going to lower your hand and you can present your question.
Yeah, peace and love, Shevin Abdullah. Yeah, my question is, so basically, in the event that you come across any more that's not awake or conscious, or any intellectual Albion who knows the game, and they ask you where you live, is the correct thing to say is, I live, for example, in the Atlanta, Georgia political jurisdiction at Morocco territory?
No, let me address this. You say
No,
the Albions.
No,
that
hold
know.
on,
I
Shep,
don't
please.
understand that question. I understand.
I have it.
I didn't understand it.
I have it. I have it. I want you to repeat that. And I want you, as you're repeating that, I want you to think what you're singing. Repeat it and think what you're singing.
I live at the Atlanta, Georgia political jurisdiction at Morocco territory.
All right, let's write it down. Let's write it down. I live at, go ahead, what's Atlanta, Georgia,
Uh-huh.
territory, right?
Correct. No. I said I live, no.
Talk, you said, all right, talk, come.
I said, I live or reside at the Atlanta, Georgia political jurisdiction at Morocco territory.
I live at or reside at, right?
Right.
The
Atlanta, Georgia political jurisdiction in Morocco territory.
All right. In Morocco territory. Live, preposition of the phrase at. You have live at or reside at. Political jurisdiction. All right. You still having here Atlanta, Georgia, though. Oh, let's stop here. I live at or reside at Atlanta, Georgia. Let's stop there for a minute. I live at or reside at Atlanta, Georgia. Let's not go any further now. Then you go further, things political jurisdiction in Morocco, but live at. So I say, where do you live? Well, I live at or reside at Atlanta, Georgia. So political jurisdiction. So you're looking at, you're looking at here, you're looking at in versus at. I know you're going in versus at. But you're using live here, and you still have Atlanta, Georgia here. What it is, I know what it is. You're talking to co-workers, you're talking to kinfolks, you're talking to friends, you talk to people in the community. and someone would ask, or you're on vacation. You're on vacation. Someone says, "Well, where you live?" So you're trying to you want to say something, all right? Because they know this is what they know. This is in your mind. I got you. I got you. This is in your mind. They know this. They know Atlanta, Georgia. They know, so if you say, so in your mind, if I don't use Atlanta, Georgia, then they won't know where I live. Like they won't know the a geography if I'm in Hawaii or I'm in Phoenicia somewhere on vacation. All right, they ask me where I live. I got to say something. All right, Jim, put up refugee again, please. Refugee. All right, Ahmad, read refugee again, please.
2, or definition of the term refugee, continue. 2, as a result of events occurring before the 1st of January 1951 and owing to well-founded fear of being persecuted for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group or political opinion, is outside the country of his nationality and is unable, or owing to such fear is unwilling to avail himself of the protection of that country, or who, not having a nationality and being outside the country of his former habitual residence as a result of such events, is unable, or owing to such fear is unwilling to return to it.
All right, what about this, brother? I live, all right, or domicile, because you can use lives, because remember, you're referring to live, you're going to land. I live or domicile in Morocco. I live in domicile in Morocco. Where the political jurisdiction of Atlanta, Georgia, political jurisdiction, Atlanta, Georgia, operates. Analyze both, analyze the difference. This is where, this is an adjective clause, where, all right, where, this is an adjective clause, where the political jurisdiction, Atlanta, Georgia operates, an adjective clause. Atlanta spelled wrong. All right. Is that right?
Right. So basically it's right. So what I gather is basically the reverse. And for competency purposes, that's why I use the example of, like, if you come in contact with an intellectual Albion that's trying to challenge your competency of knowing who you are, because most of our people obviously don't know, you let them know, that's expressing competency, and you're right there. You're distinguishing jurisdiction right there when you make that statement to them.
Oh, operates. All right. You talk about for number 2? You talk about number 1 or number 2?
No. Number 2 is where you're expressing competency to the person that's challenging your competency, or challenging one's competency, or Moor's competency in Morocco.
Well, you're going to say, all right, as we continue to facilitate political structure, and you continue to reach out to the communities, it numbers, structure, organization breeds confidence. You don't feel it what it is, bro. I've gotten calls for over the past 20 years. Abdullah, I'm in Atlanta by myself. I'm the only Moor here. I'm in New York. I'm the only Moor here. I'm in such and such. I'm the only Moor here. And I've gotten that a lot. And we know they're not the only. I know what they mean. We know they're not the only Moor. And they got kinfolks and stuff like that. They feel alone. They feel alone. You're in the wilderness by yourself. Like you're the only conscious person. We have to change that. That's why we have to reach out to the community. Sister Akira, can you spend 5 minutes, please? 5 minutes, Sister Akira, and help us to explain.
Sure can. Islam Morris. Speaking on that of reaching out to the community, that's what we do. We try to do it, especially if the weather is, if the weather permits. We try to go out, speak with the public. We have barbecues. We don't force this down their throat. We allow them to come in, and when they come, they ask questions about the flag. They ask questions about what we're doing, and we give them the information that they ask. Once that goes on, they go back and they research it. We've had several Moors now that want to get nationalized because of that. So we're trying to do this every weekend on a Sunday, so that we can bring in more unconscious Moors. That's the main thing. That's very important. I don't want the ones that are nationalized already. I want the ones that aren't. And then we're trying to build, so that would be a better way of doing that. We're gonna also go to stand in front of the mall, the library with flyers, talk to people. And we're gonna have different little things for the mothers. We're gonna also do something for Mother's Day, for the mothers, for the matriarch mothers. So that's how you bring in your people. Get out there, talk to them. Don't force them. Be patient with them. Some people are not gonna hear it at first, but be patient with them. And then you'll be able to, they'll ask questions. Our people are the hardest to get to recognize anything. But when they do, you'll get them. Islam, I digress.
What I heard there is consistency. I heard consistency, not one time. Let's go out to the community one time. I went out to the community. When was the last time? 9 months ago. Consistency. I heard every week. So that's structured. It's already set up. That's consistency every week. We're going to do something for Mother's Day. See, what I've observed for 27 years of Moors who know they're Moors. So I won't use the word conscious Moors anymore. Moors who know they're Moors, that's just their baseline. Moors who know they're Moors is that they expect great results with just a little effort. They want great results with little bit of effort. I went out for 30 minutes 9 months ago. Little bit of effort. When you say you fishing, you're staring, say you go fishing, you'll starve. She's so right. We have to get out. And I wanted Akira to talk about that. I had forgotten last week. So it was just the timing, to talk about what they do, how they reach out to the community. Consistency, bifold. And this is where you have a website or some where you have your bifold, and then you have how they contact you. They say stand out in front of a mall. The visibility. Visibility. Garvey didn't have Facebook. He didn't have Twitter. He didn't have Instagram. MySpace and all those other, things. Visibility. Moors who know they Moors, they just want to do this. You know, Facebook, you know, just they don't want to go out to the community. We got to go out. Neighborhood cleanup. T-shirts. Get T-shirts made. I'm giving you an example.
Yep.
Get neighborhood cleanup. Go look at a lot or a couple lots. And we're going to do this every other Saturday or every Saturday for an hour or two. Have your turban or feathers or whatever, and T-shirts. This visibility, and all those people out there, and this consistency. Have your flyers and, you know, and bifolds, something, consistency. One thing I love about Moors who call themselves Jehovah Witnesses, though they don't gaze the sun, Jehovah, sun, witness, sun. They're not, you know, sun observers. They're not, you know, gazing the sun, you know, that the hieroglyph. All right.
That's right.
They don't do that. They got, all right. So I say, who called themselves Jehovah Witness? So somebody who goes outside and do this in the morning, they're her Jehovah Witness. I'm putting the word in its proper context. That's the Jehovah Witness. That's a Jehovah Witness. Somebody who goes out past, they're not Jehovah Witnesses. That's what I say, who call themselves Jehovah Witness. They're not Jehovah Witnesses. But one thing I do like, I admire about Moors who call themselves Jehovah Witnesses is that they're out there. I remember growing up, knocking on the door all the time.
Still do that.
They would get on they knocking on the door. But I admire that. I said, man, I would just wish that Moors who know they're Moors were like that. If Moors who know they're Moors were like that, we wouldn't be standing here right now. We'd be free already. If Moors who know they're Moors are like that, can y'all be like, become like that? Can y'all become like that? Visibility. You got to make an effort. Make the effort. As Shem said last week, Shem, what did he say? I don't know nothing about that. When he says, well, I don't know how to do it. I don't know nothing about that.
That's
Man,
right.
I stood up and clapped. Meaning that
Right.
what he's saying is, when he said, I don't know anything about that, we're not going to let that be an excuse.
That's right.
Because then it's too easy. So that's why I wanted Sister Akira to talk about what they do. Anything, we need that. We got a lot of it, just this effort. Just effort.
I seen a convention center in Center City full of about 10,000 to 20,000 people because they invited the people, the law firms, to come and sign a community form so they could be part of what they was doing for their firm, so they can give them free consultation, call them any kind of hotline where you can call about any kind of admissible problems, tax problems, mortgage foreclosure problems, any questions dealing with tickets, problems, anybody get good reference, what the law say, do I have protection? Just by giving advice, the people sign. Thousands of them. Thousands, listen to me, I've seen it, thousands, 10,000 people or 20,000 in one day sign up, become a part of that organization to give them commercial revenue. That's all they do it for. It gets your signature on paper and they get a commitment. They get a commitment, a pledge, and they go to the banks and start making money. And I say, whoa, if we can just have a hotline without charging nobody, I'm saying, for instance, we're doing something, eventually we're going to do this too. But I'm saying this is what a lot of Moors can do because they have the credentials. They're good researchers. They're good educators to talk to the people, calm them down. Well, this is what you can do. They got 30 days to do it. They got 20 days. People just want to get advice. They want to get help. You will get 10,000 people like it ain't nothing if you help them. They'll do it. That is debate when you're fishing. Tamara, right? You're gonna be starving because you're not gonna get a population of voters until you throw some bait out there. That's just how it is.
Mohammed Rashid Ill, I'm gonna lower your hand and you can present your question.
Islam Moors. Can you explain how Moors should operate their commercial businesses within the original jurisdiction of Morocco without waiving their rights under treaty?
That there is under the contract course. That's dealing with personal rights. Personal. See, that what you're talking about now is personal. And that will show you after you become a part of a state, a population of people, that will show you how you would go ahead and set up your personal affairs pursuant to your state, but you still want to have the government structure up. See, just like Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, and all these different places in Georgia, North Carolina had all these economical spreads, and they're on trade platforms, and the ships coming in the harbor. What happened? The president didn't even do it. The people that came out the military, the Albions, said these are nothing but Negroes, blacks, and colors. Why are they doing better than us? They are deceived. They're indoctrinating themselves. They think that this ain't your land. So you don't supposed to be over them because they believe that they're not foreigners and you are. So the first thing you want to do is connect yourself, ties to ecclesiastical government, society that's backed up by ancient culture, or a society or a community of people that's not operating on their religious culture, but is existing under their own traditions, a constitution that will embody your rights, protect your rights as a beneficiary of the land. Then you could go now and start structuring your artificial being. Anything of your creation will become your patent. Nobody can take it from you. As of now, they can take it and step in until you get licensed stuff, because they know they taking, assuming that's the take. Take away what? Your consanguinity, your status, and your intellectual property, because they're saying we control the body, therefore we control anything that's in the body that thinks, speak, or write. I hope I answered your question.
Islam. Thank you, brother.
Yes. Next question.
BD Bay, I'm gonna lower your hand and you can present your question.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how do we go about like claiming, property or something like that? Cause like I got like a group of Moors out here, and we kind of getting together like a little study group or whatever. But we want to add like a central meeting place, and like how do we go about that? Say like, foreclosure,
No,
abandon.
See what you're talking about now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue, please. Continue.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, if we see, a building or something like that is abandoned or whatever, how do we go about, claiming something like that, or, to have as like a, like a central meeting place, for the Moors to come and do our thing.
Yes. Now, when you ask me the question, the next time, keep it simple. Ask the first part, then ask the second part, then ask the third part, and ask the fourth part. When you consolidate it, you're asking all these things in the first sentence. That's what I know Professor Abdullah is saying now. So you have to know. See, what you're doing is you're saying all these different. Let me show you something. Here go property. Excuse me. Here go property. Here go property that's erected, like Abdullah said. It's already engineered. The engineer, ERNENGINEER. The engineer is a citizen of the state of origin. Let's stay in this origin. Let's say Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, PA. That erection, that building was erected, let's say 1906. The engineer is a citizen, which means planner. That means a worker on the planner. Planter, yes, planter. Where's the T? It was a T here. Yeah, T, excuse me. T, right? Yeah. PL. T, right? ER. Yeah, planter. They're a planner, worker of the state of origin, which is a colony, which is a corporation. Now, they take their drawings and deposit them in the county depository. The county now becomes in the citizen's trust, where she places the trust in care of the trustees. The trustees are the executive, the settlers are the one that create a county charter, the original creators of that, which is not the people. The trustees are the city council. They manage that. So it goes in the city's trust to be assessment. Now, how you get control of it is when a Moor do a deed. When a Moor do, yeah, okay, deed. Now, a deed, when a deed is constructed, you write this to I'm talking Abdullah. When a deed is constructive, put together, the only thing a conscious Moor must know is that you're not putting the land in there. You're dealing with the erection. So when you say latitude of the land, you put longitude and latitude. That's the Moorish land, it's original jurisdiction. Yes, the erection is the measurements of the wideness, the length, going southward, east, southward, westward, northward, have it going on the land. So that don't have a longitude. So when you take the land, the deed, and do the erection, a description on the erection, you don't put the land in there. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. Now watch this. Here go an address, my address, 31. Right, okay, we just bigger address up. 602 Vanderveer Avenue. Okay, 602 Vanderveer Avenue, which is Wilmington, L, spell it. Wilmington, Delaware. Do the zip code too. 19802. Now, Abdullah, I want you to put 113 Moorish Boulevard. Delaware Village. No. Delaware Village is a county in Lenahokie. So you can say Delaware Village. It's a county, a town in Lenahokie.
Tim, what's the
Lenape. Right. So Lenape, Lenahokie, in Morocco. Yeah, Leapee, Leneapee, Lenehoking, Lenahoking. The word king is on the back, Lenahoking. Now, when you're writing like in Morocco, now what just happened is you took the land and you put it back in the proper jurisdiction through your thinking. Now, when they want to do, somebody say, oh, you know what? They're not going to be able to do a corresponding with you. They're not going to be able to send mail. They don't know what they're at. Now they come with the drafting. Then you say, in care of 602 Vanderbilt Avenue, Post Office Suite or Embassy Post Office Suite, 12, Wilmington, Delaware, 19802, what you just did. You just say, I have a post office that I do business operations in the political jurisdiction of the state of origin of the United States in the European political occupying territory. So this is your domicile where you live. This is where you conduct business to do correspondence with the de facto. So we have to learn how to write and think and speak our way back into our jurisdiction. Nobody can give you that. It's up to you to do it. That's why they won't teach you this. That's why they won't educate you on this. Just educate you on survey, citizens trust, take your documents, draft them up, take them down there, and then you turn around and write yourself in the de facto. That's how you obtain the land. That's it. Tree by deed, and it's right here. Because what happened is the erection is the political organization. The land is the Morocco. So when you think and write yourself back in it like that, that is the deed by treaty. And in the language of that, you will put what gives you the authority to put that in the deed. See, they don't train the people in deeds and records. The reason why they don't train them in this, because that way you can be oppressed. This is why Professor Abdullah he's right. You need a political structure where you take the deed and do it yourself in your jurisdiction and then go down and do a deed of release. You release them from having what you call a presumption and assumption over that land. You release them. That's what we call a deed of release. All these deeds and stuff, they don't want nobody to know about. This is why they train the esquires not to know this. When a deed that come down him to a deed of release, with a website, say any reference come to this land or that erection on there, it can't go into the tax pool now because it's not following the depository as an assessment. See, you're right. This is why I love Tamara and Abdullah, because they don't settle for nothing short but honesty and is best and what's right. I have never in my life in this Moorish movement met anybody like these two people here. We got to get it right now. That's why I told Professor Abdullah, we're not going nowhere until if they get this together, we there. I just show you how to write. You can't get no better than this. Who is going to tell you how to write? Why ain't they teaching you this? Abdullah said, they said black or more. They doing that. Now they stop doing black or more. They're hiding something. So if they don't educate you, they're indoctrinating you. And that's mind control. Thank you very much.
All right. Islam, everyone.
Islam.
Can you let them see the bottom part? Thank you, Terrence. All right. And so there's a site you can go to. You want to always look up the GPS coordinates of the location of anywhere. So if you're talking about location, it's called GPS-coordinates.net. You want to put that on the board, Abdullah, at the top?
Yes.
Somewhere in there. It's GPS-coordinates.net. And you can go in there and you can put in the address, the tax assessment address, and it'll give you the latitude and longitude of that, as well as the it'll give you like a geo map and all that information in there.
GPS.coordinates.
GPS-coordinates.net.
And another thing I'm gonna say before I leave, I have taught people.
Hold on, Shim. Hold on, Shim. No,
That like is that
coordinates. Can you bring that down a little bit, please? You can erase that top part. Thank you.
GPS
coordinates.
About like
coordinate. Oh Lord.
Give me the spelling. Give me the spelling. Give me the spelling.
COORDINATES.
Coordinates. All right.
.net.
All right.
Okay, so you can go to that site and somebody say, what's your location? You can quickly put in the tax assessment and say, I'm located at 39.74 and other numbers, latitude minus 75.5361 longitude. Let them look it up. They, so, you want,
All right, everyone. If not me, then when? If not now, then where? All right, everyone has this. You're free to use the campaign slogan in your Moorish territories. All right, so we have upcoming the June with a 12-week course. You have it up there on screen?
yes,
All right,
there it is.
on the screen you see. All right, the 12-week grammar course. 12-week course on clauses. It's a grammar 201. All right, it's a 12-week course on noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverbial clauses. All right, and so you go to United Republic of Morocco.com and click on Academy of Providence. United Republic of Morocco and click on .com and click on Academy of Providence. All right, for this 12-week course starting next month. 12-week course for noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverbial clauses. This will help aid you in reading and writing longer sentences. Help you in aiding your reading long sentences that you see in treaties in the 16, 17, 1800s, and also older books. You'll see a lot of long sentences. It's common to see 30, 40, 50, 60 word sentences. Books written in the treaties, books written in the 16, 17, 1800s. That is common. So since we're going to be reading treaties and a lot of books written in those time periods, this course will aid you into doing that, and also writing sentences, noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverbial clauses. All right. So we'll see most of you on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's week 4 of the Sir George 201 course. All right. And then we'll be back here Wednesday, next week, Wednesday next week on 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right. So I thank you again. I really appreciate the questions, very thought-provoking questions that gave us opportunity for us to clarify misconcepts even further. All right. Any other? Is that for that? All right. So I trust to see you all in the grammar course. All right. Thank you again. Peace.
Peace. Islam, family.